Good morning and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. Before we get started, I would like to recognize and acknowledge my ancestors that came before me, allowing me to be living the lifestyle that I do. And I also want to express my appreciation and recognition of the privilege I have to live on Indigenous lands here in Southwestern Ontario, specifically the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, the Napaewak, and Ottawandaron peoples. We have quite the show for you today. We're going to be speaking with the executive director of W.E.A.N. We're going to be speaking with a representative from LAWC for the International Women's Day annual breakfast. And we're going to be speaking with Disney on Ice, as well as London Symphonia. It's going to be an amazing show. Our first guest is from the W.E.A.N Community Centre, which is London's first Black community centre. And they opened their doors just 1 year ago. And they've been busy pushing a number of initiatives ever since. Let's talk to Pastor Sandy Thomas about the new Black Community Library that opened just a few weeks ago. Welcome, Pastor Sandy. So excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So congratulations. There's a new Black Community Library.
Absolutely. Isn't it fabulous?
It is fabulous. So when was the opening day?
The opening day was January 31st of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some great people come. We had our host from our own London, Christina Lord, host the event. We had the Order of Canada, one of their recipients. Robert Small was the main event speaker. We had our local heroes that I call from our community also have special speaking Sunday, which is a beautiful young man that is attending a University of Western University, and he did the spoken word. I thanked him so much. We have Junior, who's also an author. He came and read some pages from his book. We had our own mayor, Ed Holder, come and say a few words. And so it was just a holistic event of community coming together to open and launch this library.
Yes. And I know that the question is out there and people might be timid to ask. So I'm going to ask.
Absolutely.
Why a Black community library?
Why not?
Very
and
good.
That's what I say to people. I says, why not? We have a rich history that needs to be told. I myself have been born and raised here, not in London, but I was born in Toronto. And growing up, I never seen any books that looked like me. I never thought there were books about me. I always wanted to be a psychiatrist, and I never seen doctors that looked like me. I was told in school, in high school, that the only thing I'd be able to do is shine shoes, be a nurse, or be not even a nurse. Nurse came about in later on, but it was to shine shoes, do hair, or be a maid. Those are the things that were given to me when I was growing up. And so I never seen books that represented me. So I never had any value. When I look back at it, never had any value. So why is it needed? Because we have value, we have worth.
Exposure is so important for young people. They need to see themselves in various genres of professions, and so that they can aspire to something.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so how many books are there?
There's over 686 books right now in this library. We don't have enough space for everything, and we have more books coming. And so that's a wonderful problem to have. That we've outgrown the space already, but that is just to once again go back to that first initial question: why is it needed? Why is it needed? Right? And so this is why. Yeah.
And the genres of books, how many genres of or what kind of genres?
Well, we have books from all over the diaspora. So we have adult fiction, we have children, we have young people. We have even, can I go and get one of them really quickly? We have math books on mathematics.
Nice.
That we have written. Isn't this awesome?
So literally all genres of books.
All genres, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to show proof is in the pudding, right? and it's
Wonderful.
really awesome. Yes.
And I understand that local authors are also included, local authors and authors from all over the country.
Yes, absolutely. So we have Mabel King's book. We also have Dr. Kate's book behind us. We have Jennifer Slay's book with us as well. And what the total vision of the library is when we get to that bigger space, you're going to walk into the library and you will walk and you'll walk and find books in Nigeria. You'll walk and find books from Congo. You'll walk and find books from authors right here in London, Ontario. There will be one whole section donated to our Black authors and what they've done here in London, and then that in all of Canada as well.
Wonderful. And so if people want to come to the library, they can go to the website to find out the hours of operation?
Absolutely, absolutely. Due to COVID, our hours are very irregular, but we're looking forward when we could just have the doors open all the time and people can just come in.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here, and congratulations again to you and your team for this amazing accomplishment.
And thank you so much.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Night's action on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. As a child, I absolutely loved everything Disney, the movies, the theme park, the cartoons, but I've never been to Disney on Ice. It is my absolute pleasure to have one of the performers of Disney on Ice, Linnea Nelson, who will talk to us about the upcoming show here in London. Hello and welcome, Linnea, to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. I was so excited when I saw that we're going to be interviewing a performer from Disney on Ice.
Oh, it's so much fun being able to play so close to home and share the magic with everybody.
That's right, because you're from Ontario, is that correct?
Yep, I'm from Port Elgin, so just, a little bit down the highway there. But, for figure skating, my family drove all over the province. So pretty much all of Ontario feels like home.
Okay, and you've been skating since you were 2?
Yeah, my mom put me in at 2 years old. She was like, I just need, get you to learn something. And then it stuck. But she's a figure skating coach, so it's in our blood. I competed until I was 19. And then I had the opportunity to join Disney on Ice. I said I'd do it for 1 year. I'm like, I'll just do this, then go to school. And now I'm on my 9th year.
Oh, wow. And so what character or characters do you play?
I actually get the honor of portraying Dory from Finding Dory.
Oh, is that the character Ellen? That Ellen?
Yeah, exactly. The very forgetful blue tagfish. And she is just so much fun. She's high energy, constantly running around. I'm very forgetful myself, so I think it works out pretty perfectly. And the whole segment for Finding Dory on Mickey and Friends here on Disney on Ice is just, there's so many colors. There's things coming from the ceiling, and like Marlin and Nemo are out there, and it just feels like you're in the movie.
Oh, wonderful. So who are the other characters that we'll see at Disney on Ice?
Well, like for Mickey and Friends, it's all about finding Mickey's favorite memory. So of course we have the man himself, Mickey Mouse. He's my personal favorite. We have Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. And we go through all the different movies and memories that Mickey has had through the years. So we have modern classics to Fantasia to Moana, but like, it's just a handful of amazing things. We have any princess you can think of, Toy Story. And not only do we have skating on the ground, we actually have Ariel and Spanish web coming from the ceiling. So we have Ariel spinning on the Spanish web. We have Rapunzel flying from her hair 30 feet into the air. So you don't just look at the ice floor, you have to look everywhere to see everything.
It sounds like quite the production.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That sounds like it's going to be an amazing show, And so you'll be in London. What dates?
Mm-hmm. We're there next week through Thursday to Sunday. We have plenty of shows for you to come by. We open on Thursday at 7 o'clock, have another on Friday at 7 o'clock, 3 shows to come see us on Saturday and 2 shows to come see us on Sunday.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I am looking forward to seeing you next week skating as Dory on Disney on Ice. And I know it's going to be an amazing event. Congratulations for doing this for 9 years. I mean, that's amazing to just do what you love, right?
Thank you. No, it's been amazing to have the opportunity to keep going, especially with figure skating being such an intense sport. And you know, our bodies get tired after a while. Like the fact that I'm still able to do what I love every single day. And to do it for my family finally is just something that means so much to me.
Wonderful. Well, Londoners, come out to Disney on Ice starting February 24th, and you'll have a wonderful family-friendly time.
Thank you for having me, and we're hoping to see you soon.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Huron Flooring offers a vast selection of pre-finished hardwood floors in a variety of colors, textures, widths, and finishes. We also provide resanding and refinishing of your existing flooring and stairs. Visit us at Huron Flooring, 782 York Street in London.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome back. For the past 22 years, the London Abused Women's Centre has hosted an annual International Women's Day breakfast to celebrate women and girls' social, economic, cultural, and political achievements. Here to talk to us about the event is Funded Development Coordinator Fabienne Haller. Hello, bonjour, Fabienne, and welcome to the show.
Oh, hello, ça va? Thanks for having me.
No problem. So 22 years, the International Women's Day breakfast has been going on. That's amazing.
Yes, we're super proud of having this kind of support from the community and going strong regardless of what is happening out there in the world. 22 years, we're really happy to be back and offer the event.
Wonderful. So can you share with people who might not know what the breakfast is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is the 22nd annual International Women's Day breakfast in support of the London Abused Women's Centre. We have moved the event to a virtual format for the second year in a row, just to be sure to keep everybody safe for now. And we are looking forward to see what 2023 brings, but for now, it is a virtual event. We have a wonderful speaker, very engaging. Sherry Smiley will be there with us, as well as we have a silent auction, we have some door prizes, but really the event is our time to celebrate women in our community, women across the world. And we are very, very thankful for always having so much support within our community. And with the virtual format, we had people from Europe, Africa last year joining us. So we're looking forward. That is the advantage of having a virtual event, to really reach the world community as well.
Yes, I'm sure that when we do get back in person, we'll end up doing hybrid type of things so that we can continue to touch all parts of the world.
Yeah, I find it very exciting. I have to say, last year for me, with a brand new format and so many uncertainties, it was really amazing, though, to just kind of see what the opportunities are. And as we move forward, exactly as you were saying, I don't know right now what it will look like, but what I learned in the last year or two through COVID is that with every challenge, there's opportunity. So we will be sure that we translate that into our future events.
Definitely. So before we got on today, you were telling me a funny story about your very first breakfast. Can you share that with our viewers? Because I think they'll get it.
Absolutely. So I've been the organizer for the breakfast for the last 12 years. But prior to that, I attended the breakfast for roughly 4 or 5 years. So the very first time a friend of mine mentioned to me, she said, Fabienne, you have to come to this breakfast with me. It's really good. It's just a bunch of women, we celebrate and it's not stressful. And our kids were very small. And I was like, I don't know. I haven't had time to put myself together. And she's like, no, it's no big deal. I'll come and get you at 5:30 in the morning, because the breakfast started, it started at 6, doors opened. And anyway, so before I left, I was quickly trying to arrange breakfast so that when I was gone, the kids had what they needed. I had like track pants, a big t-shirt, and a bit of dough on it, I'm pretty sure. And so she comes and picks me up. And she drives to the lamplighter and we walk in and there's roughly 280 people at the time. And I see all these politicians and there was not just women, and not that it mattered, but there was just a very big community and they definitely weren't in track pants. But the good news is everybody was very good. I don't know if they noticed. I was trying to hide behind the buffet when I was getting my food, but it was a crash course in learning that when this community puts an event together, it's real. So get ready.
The beautiful thing, though, is that you felt welcomed anyways.
Exactly
right?
that. And I remember I was sitting with a table and I didn't know, it happened to be all women. I didn't know them all. And it was very comforting. And that's just it. So again, as it's being virtual, you can really relax and just wear a nice little top if you want to be seen. But it was just a fun little anecdote. And whenever, our last in-person event had 1,000 people at the RBC place. So also to see the growth from my first experience, but also from the London Abused Women's Center very first experience 22 years ago. It's really tremendous to see that kind of support.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for doing what you do, Fabienne.
Thanks so much for always giving us an opportunity to share the exciting things that are going on at the London Abused Women's Center.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
I'm sure right now a lot of you feel like you aren't able to be who you truly are.
What's most important, more important than everybody else knowing who you are, is that you know who you are.
As a young person, time moves slower for you. And just know that things will get better It Gets Better Canada is a registered Canadian charity with a focus on uplifting our queer youth through the power of digital storytelling.
As a Two-Spirit person, I use they, them pronouns, but that's not the case for every Two-Spirit person.
There are so many voices out there that we didn't have 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
No matter what your mind tells you, you really are perfect the way you are, so stop beating yourself up so much.
I'm gonna be a boy in a dress, because why not?
Your identity is explosive.
We all have our unique journeys, but one thing that connects us all is the desire to be happy, the desire to celebrate being our authentic selves.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tyler Fines, host of Off the Puck Hockey on Rogers Channel 20. We interview some of the biggest names in hockey and sports. Check us out, Rogers Channel 20, Off the Puck Hockey. Let's go.
Welcome back. We have music royalty here with us today. Juno Award-nominated singer Aviva Chernick and in-house composer Scott Good have joined London Symphonia for a unique concert experience that touches on themes of beauty, spirituality, and balance through the rich tapestry of music from Jewish origins. Let's hear more about what they have to say. Hello, Scott. Hello, Aviva. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
So please tell us about the London Symphonia.
Yeah, sure. Several years ago, for many years, London, Ontario has had a premier orchestra, Orchestra London, which was in the community for many years. Unfortunately, there were some problems a number of years ago that caused the group to have to dissolve. And so London Symphonia is the result of the players coming together and deciding that they wanted to keep playing orchestral music and form a new board and start putting on concerts with a new kind of missive and direction for the group. So that's where the group was born. I think now we're coming into our 6th season. And of course, the pandemic has been disruptive to us, as it has to all musicians. But this is an incredible moment here that we're to announce to you. This concert, TIFERET, is our first orchestral concert that we've been able to play since March of 2020, where we had to start canceling our concerts. Oh, actually, no, there were concerts, but with an actual live audience. But we really have not had many large orchestra concerts during this pandemic. It's been very, very challenging. So this feels like a moment of renewal for us and, of course, for all musicians in Ontario and Canada, for sure.
Oh, that must be so exciting for everyone. So Aviva, please tell us about the concert, TIFERET.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to tell you about it. Thank you. So TIFERET is a Hebrew word, and it's the third attribute in the mystical layout of divine emanations. And the first one is loving kindness, chesed, and the second one is gvura, strength or kind of boundaries. And TIFERET is the third, centrally located in the body, and it's a combination of the two, and it has a sense of balance. It suggests balance and beauty. And we felt together, Scott and I, as the concert, I'm the guest soloist in this concert. It features my own original music and the music of my mentor, Flora Jagoda, Sephardic Jewish music. And Scott is my collaborator, the arranger, and the orchestrator. And I don't know if that word is used quite that way, but
oh, sure.
Yeah, orchestrator and composer. And so together we thought that actually this title of beauty and balance was a really beautiful way to highlight this conversation that's happening in this concert, which is between my original music, for contemporary, usually played with a world music band, and the orchestra, this beautiful large ensemble of classical musicians, and also the other music that's featured in the concert, the music of Ernest Bloch and Gustav Mahler.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing, amazing event. So with regards to, you said that there's an orchestra that you're going to be singing for. And I think before we started filming here, you were saying that this is one of the first times that you're going to be singing with an orchestra?
Yeah. So I guess I'm defined as a world music artist that no longer has really a lot, who is not of the world, I suppose, but it used to be that was the heading. So I played Judeo-Spanish folk music kind of reimagined, meaning with instruments from this moment and musicians who are playing in this moment here and now, unencumbered perhaps by how the tradition might suggest it needs to be or was. And we play in all kinds of places, including like large folk festivals. And in December, we were in Dubai playing at Expo as a guest of the Canadian ambassador, and rocking out, it's pretty groovy and music. And I usually have a primary partner. Joel Schwartz is a beautiful guitar player. He's my primary musical partner in my projects. So this is like just, as you'd say in Hebrew, like hafuch. It's like this. It is me. It is the music that I'm used to doing, and then it's like expanded without the people I'm used to leaning on, the way I'm used to listening. Expanded into this lush, voluptuous. I mean, it's really, really. Although very nuanced, it's also very grand, and I get to kind of bathe. I'm going to get to bathe in a sea of real beauty that's new for me.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, Scott, how many artists are there, or musicians are there in the orchestra?
I think we're looking at about 28 musicians in total. There's certainly a large number of string players and some winds. We also do have percussion. And taking the arrangements of these songs that were originally would be played, as Aviva sang, by, say, more improvising musicians, guitars and drums and these sorts of things are somewhat unusual for an orchestra to be using. However, we will be having somebody, I think he's chosen to bring a derbuka, but we're not quite sure what kind of drum. He may bring a couple. And we will be using, for instance, subtle amplification effects and these sorts of things to help, for instance, Aviva's voice match with the large orchestra. So there's aspects of real modernity that we're bringing to this old tradition that I think is going to result in a very emotional and intense evening with, as Aviva was saying, there's incredibly focused music, sometimes very sparse and relaxed and thin, and at other times kind of intense and filled with hard emotion. So almost like a movie experience, like a cinematic experience.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. And I'm looking forward to actually attending. I love orchestral music. And Aviva, I know that your voice is just going to exemplify it all. So thank you both for coming on. And this event is on February 26th. London, I hope to see you there. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Jennifer. See you there.
That's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in. To support our guests, please go visit them on social media and share their pages with your networks. I look forward to being here again next week and ask that you please like, comment, and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, stay safe and be well.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m., it's the Rtv Quiz. Giovanni Petiti hosts a weekly trivia competition that lets you play from the comfort of your couch. Play along at home and challenge your friends. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Let us know who's top of trivia, and you can find yourself featured on a future episode.
Are you kidding me, folks?
The Rtv Quiz, Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Rogers TV or at rogerstv.com/RTV Quiz.
Sometimes, for a wish to come true, it takes a kingdom, because together is strong.